What's up, gamers? Today we are back at it again. Another banger coming out right now. So, what are viruses? Dead. Not dead. But are viruses alive? The problem with that is that, not everybody agrees what life is. There is no one definition of life. And so, the way I think of it is I introduce new perspectives on how we can look at life and the definition of life, and that's how I decide whether or not a virus is alive. Okay, so the first part, you need some background knowledge. Like viruses, there's also virons, and those are the viruses just floating around and stuff. And so this first theory is virons, they're not alive. In the same way a sperm isn't alive, but a person is alive. The virons aren't alive, but the viruses are alive, or at least they're alive once it infects a cell, and that becomes a viral cell. Now, this idea brings up some pretty nerdy but cool concepts, such as whatchamacallit, that two separate organisms can use the same cellular machinery to do stuff. And so then you might be asking, what's the difference between a cell and a virus? And at that point, the only difference using this definition of life is that the cell, the DNA, it codes for ribosomes. And then the virus, that DNA, it codes for capsids. Don't worry, I didn't know what those meant before I Googled them. Before we go to perspective 2, a word from our sponsors. Raid Shadow Legends is an online free... What's that? You think my shirt looks super dope? Why, thank you. You want to get one of these bad boys? Just join EJ King Cross Country. Remember, you want to be cool? Cool? Join Cross Country. Okay, moving on from that. Perspective number 2. Putting the label of life on things is kind of a small brain, weak elbow, beta male behavior. And we don't got that mindset. Because as far as we know, there is no clear line between things that are alive and that aren't alive. So why act like there's one? Instead, researchers published this 2016 paper in which they stated that all biological entities are built of replicons, or units of reproduction. Any of these entities which can be triggered by some signal to reproduce are then called replicators. Using this logic, my bad, sorry about that one. A gene inside a big chromosome, boy, which can't replicate on its own, is not considered alive because it cannot individually be triggered to reproduce. But a virus, which can reproduce on its own when given a signal, is considered alive. And so there's a lot more to talk about. Those were just my 2 cents. I'm gonna go eat a banana now.